Okay, so this is part 2 to the color mixing and icing consistency videos. So I've got my icing here mixed to the right consistency for piping. Like I showed in the last video. If you didn't watch that, go watch that first for the correct consistencies. Again, this is a good piping consistency. It's not too thick. It'll still come out of the icing tip, but it still holds its shape. So I'm going to add pink to this one. So now I like these Chef Master Gel liquid gel food colorings. I would not use liquid food coloring because that will change the consistency of your icing, and you need a lot more to get a decent color of that. These colors work wonderful. Chef Master, you can buy them online. They're amazing. But so that's going to make a very bright pink because that was a lot. I'm also going to show you there is Wilton. You can buy at Michael's. Wilton brand icing. Mine are a mess, but this is a teal Wilton brand gel icing that works very well as also. So I'm going to show you, this is the pink. Again, it's going to be very bright, which is not a bad thing for me. See, I think that's a very pretty color. I like it. So I also want to show you another way that you can cut your icing tip bags, and I want to show you a tipless bag as well. So that looks good, nice and mixed. You could always add more or less. If you accidentally add too much the food coloring, you could add more white icing to take the color down a bit. Just remember, you're mixing it, any color you're using, you're mixing with white, so it's going to be lighter. If you're going to do a red color, I suggest using a red or super red. Wilton makes a super red. Chef Master makes a red. And both of them are made specifically to be very bright and red and not turn to pink when you add it to white icing. Also remember that the more food coloring you add, the more likely you are to taste it. If you add too much, you might get a little bit of a bitter taste, which is why you want a potent red color to begin with, so you don't have to add a ton of it to make it look red, because then you're definitely going to taste it. So I'm going to show I got these on Amazon. They've worked wonderful. This is a tipless icing bag. It's SVE Bake. Not sure what that brand is, but I like them. All you do for this is you don't use a coupler, you don't use a tip. You put the icing right in and cut the tip to however thick you want it. Here's a sample of a black one I have. And you have less control over the icing because you can't change the tip to be smaller or bigger. You can make it bigger by cutting it more, but then you can't go back to smaller. But this, sometimes if all you need is, like, this is black, so I probably use this for eyes. You just need a little dot. You don't really need a tip because you're not going to be doing a bunch of different flowers or leaves or anything like that you'll need different tips for. So sometimes it just saves time and washing time as well. You don't have to clean a tip. And then when you're done, you just throw the whole bag out. I like to tie the end to keep it, because these bags are a lot longer than the Wilton bags, so there's usually a lot of room to tie it, just to keep the icing fresh. So this is a regular icing bag, a tipped icing bag. So I have my coupler in there, and I want to show you this little thing that I have that has been, it saves a lot of time, believe it or not. So it's a tip cutter basically. There's little blades inside. It's just a little plastic thing, and it fits perfectly over this. It fits for, there's larger couplers too, and it fits over those as well. You just squeeze and twist, and then normally when I'm doing this and actually looking at it, squeeze and twist, and the tip comes right off. Super easy, super quick. I love it. I use it all the time instead of using scissors. But yeah, so again, you know, put your tip on, coupler, fill your bag, and then you're going to do the same thing as I showed you before. You're going to put some of this in here and then add more water. Another tip that I use, trick that I found for adding water slowly. People use spray bottles that requires putting water in a spray bottle, and that's a whole nother step that I don't want to do. So I just use a regular water bottle, and I will take the top, and once it's on, which they won't fit on very well usually anyway, I untwist it a tiny bit. Once it's on, I untwist it a tiny bit, and then I can pour this and squeeze it just by the drop. And I can, you know, untwist a tiny bit more if I want more, put it on more, tighten it if I want less, and that seems to work really well for me. That's why my bottle's all squished, because I usually squeeze it out that way, but works well. So yeah, you've got your piping consistency for the outline, flooding consistency for the inside, and I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video.